Good morning, students. Today we are back with the new topic of chapter 2 in the part E, that is company as a form of organization. If we see, a joint stock company is a voluntary association of people who contribute their money to carry on business, which we speak as a layman. But this joint stock company is regulated by Act, Indian, and there we characterize it under following points. First, what we said, it's a voluntary association. People come together for a profit motive to continue with the business. Then we say it is an artificial person. Artificial person means it has a separate legal entity. It has a separate legal entity. It can sue and in return be sued. Now, being an artificial person with separate legal entity, they all are interrelated. They all are interrelated. You'll find that as a normal man puts his signature, the same way there is common seal which acts as official signature bearing the name of the company and the residence or the place where it is operating. Then there is limited liability of the member. That means it is only to the extent that they contribute in the form of shares in the company. This is why we say that in terms of the life of the company, there is perpetual succession where members may come and go, but the company continues forever. Members may come and go, but the company continues forever. And with this only we come to the next. When you are going, what about your part of share? You can transfer it freely. You can sell it off. You can dispose it off. And there's a diffusion of ownership and management because the one having more shares, qualification shares, is the one who becomes a part of the board of directors. This will be taken further in detail when we will be taking a formation of company, which will be taken immediately after this in our part F. The number of members, we have two types of company. Private company, where minimum 2 and maximum 200 excluding the employees, both present and past. And public company, public limited company, what we say, minimum 7, maximum no limit. Now, private limited cannot ask public to subscribe, whereas public, they go public means they are calling, or inviting people to subscribe in their shares. Then we talk about the limitation of action. For a company, it is determined by three things. First, Indian Companies Act. Second, Memorandum of Association. And third, Article of Association. We'll be dealing with Memorandum of Association and Article of Association. These are the two documents in our next session during the formation of company. Next is winding up as per Companies Act. Once you have a business in the company format, your winding up has to go as per the legal procedure of the company. Now we come down to different types of company. What are different types of company? Two we dealt in the form of numbers. So we'll again talk of one, what we said, private company, where private limited has to be there as a suffix, and public company where your shares are listed. You can invite public to bring money in the business. And one person company, which was initiated by Companies Act 2013. We are again with the same in an amplified form, where in one person we say minimum 1%, private minimum 2%, and in public minimum 7%. Now let us see what private company is in terms of its characteristics or points. First, private company has minimum 2 and maximum 200 excluding its past and present employees. Second, it restricts the right of its member to transfer share. They cannot sell it in public. They prohibit invitation to the public. You cannot ask public to subscribe for any shares. Only your members will be there. Then company, while accepting deposit from the person other than its director or members or relatives, needs to take permission, has a minimum paid up capital of 1 lakh rupee, which is subject to change as per the changes in the Companies Act, and private limited has to be used at. Next comes public company, which under section 3 subsection 1 clause 2 of the Companies Act says that what is not a private company is public company. That is what it is saying. Now let us see what it implies. It means a public company can have 7 people minimum. Upper may we have no limit. It does not restrict any transfer of share, invites public to subscribe, has minimum paid up capital of 5 lakh, and the word limited at the end of its name has to be there. Only limited, right? We take up now a point which most of the people, when in business, come that they want to start, but if they are given choice in between private limited and public, why private company is more desirable? First, only 2 members and you start. Only 2 directors required to constitute quorum to validate the proceeding of meeting. Quorum means minimum number of people to be present to start a meeting. Now, such a company can file a statement in lieu of prospectus with the registrar. It can hold or commence its business immediately after incorporation. This will take further in the next session, that there are 3 stages. Private company can immediately start after incorporation. It need not wait for the further stages. Holding statutory meeting is there, but it is not very rigid. A non-member cannot inspect the copies of profit and loss. Limit on the payment of the maximum managerial remuneration does not apply here. Restriction on appointment and reappointment of managing director does not apply. Indexing of members is not required, which is there in a very rigid form in your public company. And directors of private company need not have qualification shares. We come down to the basic difference. The basic thing is private limited is privately held, public limited is publicly, right? Then minimum 2 shareholders, here minimum 7 shareholders. Then maximum 200 in case of public, no limit. Minimum 2 directors mandatory in private limited. In public it is 3 directors. There are less compliances or legalities in private limited, more compliances in public limited. Shares are not transferred, and we had put the clause easily because there are conditions which we are not supposed to take up at this stage. And in case of public, shares are easily transferred. Next, we come down to this, which is a more uh, prone area for question of 1 marks. That this one-person company was being initiated under the Companies Act 2013, which is defined in the clause 62 of section 2 of Companies Act 2013, which says that this company has only one member, and it is important to note that section 3 classifies OPC as a private company for all legal purpose with only one member. The revolutionary concept which is introduced was first recommended by the expert committee of Dr. J.J. Irani in 2005. Now let's see how it comes. Compared to sole proprietor, it comes in a very magnificent form. That there was one person, here also, but here you have a separate legal entity, so your funding becomes easy. Minimum requirement is there. You have your own credit rating in the market because you are a company which is existing, and company has a stable existence. As a single owner, your liability is also limited. So as we had seen, one shareholder, one member, single entity, then less compliances. The two further, you should be an Indian resident and secure personal wealth. Further, if we see the salient features of OPC, a minor cannot be a member or a nominee also. OPC cannot be incorporated, converted under Section 8. Then OPC cannot carry out non-banking financial investment activities. Then OPC loses its status if the paid up capital exceeds. This part for 1 mark question is very important. OPC loses its status if the paid up capital exceeds 50 lakh or average annual turnover is more than 2 crores in 3 immediate preceding consecutive years. Consecutive is very important. Then OPC is required to specifically mention the word one person company below the name, whatever is used. For example, Vijay Corporate Solutions, OPC Private Limited. This is how you move with it. Now with this, I thank all of you for being with us in this online session. We would further be sharing various experiences in our next slide in an elaborate form while we'll be dealing with formation of company. Thank you very much.